Hello everyone, we are Gifood. We are students from Universitas Gadjah Mada who are experienced in social, business, technology, and design activities and competitions. Before we start, we want to ask you some questions. Have you ever had an event but then you realized that you ordered too much food? Or have you ever cooked or sell some food but then not all the food was eaten? What did you do to them? Throwing them? Well, the fact is, Indonesia is the second most food wasting country. There are 13 million tons of food wasted each year in Indonesia. Besides, there are still 19.4 millions of people who are in hunger in Indonesia. Because of that, we think to make a platform to connect people that have access food and people who need food. By providing platform, we want to reduce food waste in Indonesia and also helping people who need food. This is how it works. When someone has excess food, or we call it as giver, he or she will just upload the information about the food to the platform. And then the food will be taken by people as the transporters and delivered to the people who need as the receiver. So the users of Gifood will be restaurants, hotels, events, and individuals as giver, poor people as receiver, and social movement and communities as the transporters. We interviewed our user candidates. We interviewed more than 30 restaurants, hotels, and events in Yogyakarta. And all of them said that they usually had oversupply food. They still think it's better to be more than less. So from here, we could say that our assumption was almost right. Then we also tried to talk with people. We were really shocked when we know our campus friend got hospitalized just because he can't buy food to eat. Travelers are also said to us that they usually don't bring a lot of money and they really need food. From here, we see that actually everyone needs food. So then we think that the receivers could not only for poor people, but also could be for students and travelers. Then we started to test our idea by making an official line ad account. Surprisingly, we got very good response. Lots of people using it. And every time there are information about the food, it just takes minutes to be taken. We are a platform, so we need partners like social movements and communities to distribute, and hotel, restaurants, and events as the food providers. We collaborated with several social movements and communities like Taman Segone, Rebite, Food Heroes Jogja, and Sedekah Berkah. But when we run, not all of them were active. So we think to make our own volunteering community called Food Warriors. The Food Warriors will be the transporters who deliver the food, and also open for anyone to join. First, as a food sharing platform, we think that our key resources is just food. But after our experience like before, we realized that human resource is also an important key resource. Using our platform, we make the relation with users by giving information about who have food and who need food. Moreover, we use official line ad account as our first platform, and also website and social events as our other channels to them. But after running, the information is not noticeable. Lots of people late knowing the information. So then we bought a premium account line ad and activate the broadcast message feeder. After several months, Gifood have got more than 2,000 users. These are the testimonies from the users. From here, we could say that the platform is really needed. It means it's validated. So then we started to make the apps. We started to make the mobile apps. But there are some problems. So we think it's better if we make the progressive web apps first. This is the first version of the progressive web apps. We tested to our user candidates and got their feedbacks. From the research, we had the data. For the data, we got the conclusion that there are still some problems on the UI and UX. So we evaluate and fixed it. From this version, we fixed it like this. How can we get the revenue? Well, first we planned to get the revenue from donation, membership, and advertisement. But after we discussed with mentors and stakeholders, we think that donation and membership is not promising enough. We tried to find another opportunity, and we found the data that said most big hotels spend millions of rupiah each month for food trash. Then we have an idea. Instead of doing that, it's more positive for hotels and more efficient if letting us work for it. Gladly, there were 2 hotels who were interested to use our service so far. Then we tried to do a survey with more than 30 people around 18 to 25 years old. From the survey, we were quite surprised because 90% still want to eat the food even it is an excess food. And 19% respondents also willing to pay the excess food in a discount price. In America, a person named William Reid only spends $2.75 in a year on foods. He collected food waste that still can be eaten. So we add another revenue stream which is called last minute deal. From here, we could see that Gifood users are people who are looking for better prices. So we think this is a really segmented market. It could be more effective if hotels or restaurants want to give a promo, discount, and etc. Our cost structure is like this. But after we choose progressive web apps rather than mobile apps, this is also effects to the fixed cost. So this is our last business model canvas. If we could collect all the food waste in Indonesia, it could actually feed 11% of population in Indonesia. So what are you waiting for? Come with us and let's make a better world.